to help you grow as a guitarist, and today we're going to do some arpeggio practice. I find the best way to practice arpeggios in a musical way is to do so with a chord progression. You can be doing this with a backing track, or better yet, and what we're going to try to do today is to play through a progression but only using arpeggios, so there's no chords there. The end goal with this then is that whilst you're playing you can clearly hear a chord progression whilst there may be no backing track behind you. Now this is a near lifelong study to really cover everything, but today I'm going to give you just a little introduction, a great practice room exercise that you can start developing this idea. First thing to do then is to choose yourself a chord progression. We're going to be in the key of E major in a 1-4-1-5. That's major chords, so we're going to have E major to A major, back to E, and then B. Number 2 is to choose the one chord. Now what I mean by that is to choose the area of activity on the fretboard. This is going to be a limitation exercise. We're going to work with a 4-fret radius and find everything there. What we're going to do is be within the C shape for today. The C shape of the E chord, that finds us rooted in the 7th fret of string 5, and that links to the octave on string 2, a 5-2 C shape octave. It's found within the open C chord, so we can place around it a chord shape resembling the open C major, but the root is E, so this is E major. Number 3 is to source the other chords. In this area of activity, we have everything we need. The A chord we can source on string 6 at the 5th fret. A, the octave of that is on the 7th fret of string 4. That links up to string 1 for an E-shaped bar chord. A major, but like E major with a capo at the 5th fret. Now the 5 chord, 4-5, will always be a whole step, so we could move that up to the 7th fret for the B, but that's going to take us out of our 4th fret area of activity for today's exercise. So what we're going to do is use a different shape. We're going to use the G shape. So we have a B in the 7th fret of string 6, which can link to the 4th fret of string 3 and the 7th fret of string 1. They are all found within the G shape of the cage system. So B major, but in the G shape. Once you've got the 3 chord shapes, you want to just make sure that you can clearly see those on the fretboard, because they're going to be the visualization, the reference for forming the arpeggios. So doing a little bit of that. So 1, 4, 1, 5. Again. 1, 4, 1, 5. Okay. Number 4 then is to be learning, or hopefully reviewing, the arpeggio shapes that are formed around these chords. Now I'm going to break this down just quickly, but for more on this, or a detailed breakdown, there's going to be a handout available to Patreon group members. More about that at the end of the lesson. So for the E chord, we're going to be using the pinky finger. And we're going to go as high as the 5th, the interval of the 5th. Root 3, 5. That's staying within our area of activity. So 5, 3, root, and down to the 3rd on string 6. The G sharp, B, E. Okay, that's the 1 chord. For the 4, we need to source the 3rd of the arpeggio on string 5 at the 4th fret. So we start with finger 2, and it goes root 3, 5, root 3, 5, root. We're just going to go up to the root for this one. You can optionally reach up to the 3rd. Apologies in advance if I do that later on, but it's not my intention. I'm going to try and keep it within this 4 fret radius. So again, it's root 3, 5, root 3, 5, root 5, 3, root 5, 3, root. Looking out for the finger rolling as we do this. For the 5 chord, again, we're coming off the pinky finger. It's root 3, 5, root 3. We've got those 3 notes across strings 4, 3, and 2 under finger number 1. 5 with the pinky and a roll onto the root. Root, 5, 3, root, 5, 3, root. Okay, there's the 3 arpeggio forms. Number 5 is 8 notes. We are going to play through 8 notes of each arpeggio. It's almost like we're playing a measure of each chord, picking 8th notes or quavers. So what we're going to do is start with the root for the 1 chord, and we go up 8 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I've run out of space. So we go as high as you can, and then you're going to turn it round for another 2 notes. So we descend 2 notes for 7 and 8. Again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we're changing chord to the A chord, the 4. That was the shape. The next available note, if we continue in the same direction towards the ceiling, would be the 3rd of the chord. So 3, root, 5, that's 3, 4, 5, that's 5 notes down, but I'm finished, so I need to go back up another 3 notes. 6, 7, 8. Then I'm back to the 1 chord again, that C shape. The next available note is here, the 5th. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, turn it round, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we're on the 5 chord, same direction. The next available note is the 5th of the chord. We're going to do 8 notes. 1, 2, 3. Need to go back up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're back to the 1. Next note is the 3rd on string 1. Starting to get the idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Back to the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then to the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, hopefully, immediately you're starting to hear the progression just as I play through the arpeggios. As always, my recommendation here to get laser focused is to do so with a beat. You set yourself a tempo, try picking 8th notes. You can take it to the beat, picking quarter notes if necessary, and then you can work through the exercise and gradually look to increase the tempo. Ways to develop this exercise then. The first thing you can look to do is to start changing the arpeggios that you're working with. That was just the triad arpeggios, but you can look to explore 7th arpeggios would be a great starting point. So major 7ths and dominant 7th arpeggios for the 1, 4 and 5. Of course, you can change the progression and you can change the key. You can also then stay with the exact same progression, but change the 1 chord, change the starting point, change the area of activity. You're going to find 3 different chords, 3 different sets of arpeggios to work the exercise with. The ultimate challenge then is to be doing this across the entire fretboard. So with all of the arpeggio shapes learnt, you're going to look to try and play through a chord progression across the entire fretboard, but just using the arpeggios. So there you go, one way you can make your arpeggio practice more musical. If you did enjoy the lesson, please don't forget a thumbs up and do consider subscribing if this is your first time here, remembering as you do so to hit that bell icon not to miss any future lessons. There will be tabs and fretboard charts available to download to all members of my Patreon group. You can help support the channel and get exclusive bonuses for as little as $3 per month. You can find out more about joining the group with the link down below or in the cards. And if you would like to find out more about the cage system and my guide to fretboard fluency, you definitely want to check out my guitar blueprint video course, which is available from my online store, again with the link down below or in the cards. And while you're over there, be sure to grab your free copy of Fretboard Mastery, my guide to learning the note names of the fretboard in just a few days. Thank you very much. As always, you practice well, and I'll see you next time.